Good morning, Virgo. Okay, so let's see what's building in their reality. They thought they got away with it. Whatever they did to you, whatever they put you through, whatever lies they told or damage they caused, they walked away clean. No consequences, no accountability, just moved on to the next thing like you never mattered. And for a while, it looked like they were winning. New relationship, new job, new life, posting online like everything's perfect, while you were still picking up pieces they shattered. But here's what they don't know yet: the bill's coming due. Not from you, from life. Because energy doesn't disappear, actions have consequences, and you can't treat people like they're disposable without that coming back around eventually. And for them, eventually is right now. Something's brewing. Something they can't see yet, but is heading straight for them. A fight. A real one. Not the kind you walk away from. The kind that changes you. Let me be clear about what I mean by fight. I'm not talking about you doing anything. You're not involved in this. You're not the one creating their consequences. This is life handling what you couldn't handle, universe balancing what felt unbearably unfair. This is them running into a wall they built themselves, tripping over their own patterns, facing what they've been avoiding, and it's about to hit them hard. Could be their current relationship imploding, the one they left you for or jumped into right after, the one that looked so perfect from outside that they paraded around like proof they upgraded. Turns out it's not perfect. Turns out it's actually a disaster. And the cracks are starting to show. The arguments are getting worse. The trust is breaking. They're experiencing with this person exactly what they put you through, maybe worse. The lying, the disrespect, the feeling of not being chosen, the confusion, the emotional manipulation, all of it coming back around, and they can't understand why this is happening to them, why this relationship that started so good is falling apart. They don't see that they're attracting exactly what they put out, that the energy they gave you is the energy now finding them, that what you endure, you eventually become or attract, and they endured their own toxicity by inflicting it on you. Now they're attracting it back. That's the fight, not external, internal, with themselves, with their choices, with their patterns, or maybe the fight's professional. That job they were so proud of, that opportunity that made them feel superior, it's falling apart. Boss is on them. Colleagues are turning. Performance is slipping because they're the same person at work they were in relationship with you. Unreliable, dishonest, taking credit they didn't earn, making promises they don't keep. And that works for a while. People give chances, benefit of doubt, second opportunities, but eventually pattern becomes undeniable. Eventually people see through the charm, and when they do, when the mask slips and people see who's actually underneath, the fallout is brutal. They're about to face consequences they've been dodging for years, not just from this job, from the pattern, from being that person repeatedly and finally getting caught. And they won't be able to talk their way out of it this time, won't be able to charm their way to safety. They're going to have to actually face themselves, actually deal with what they've created. And that's terrifying for someone who's spent their whole life avoiding accountability. Or maybe the fight's internal, mental health finally catching up with them, all the stuff they've been running from, numbing out from, pretending doesn't exist. It's surfacing. can't be ignored anymore, can't be suppressed with distractions. The anxiety they've been white knuckling through is becoming panic attacks. The depression they've been functioning through is becoming inability to function. The trauma they've been pretending is healed is showing up in their body, their relationships, their choices, and they don't know what to do with it. Don't know how to handle feeling everything they've been avoiding, because when you were together, you absorbed a lot of their emotional chaos. You were their regulator, their emotional support, their stability. And they took that for granted, thought they were fine on their own, but they're not fine. They were never fine. They were just using you to manage what they couldn't manage alone. And now you're gone. And they're drowning in everything you used to help them carry. And there's no one to save them this time because the new person can't, doesn't know how, isn't capable. So they're fighting alone with demons they don't know how to face. And it's breaking them down in ways they never expected. Here's what's important for you to understand. This isn't about revenge. This isn't about them getting what they deserve in some karmic justice way. This is just natural consequence, cause and effect. They created certain energies, made certain choices, treated people certain ways, and life is reflecting that back to them now, showing them what they put out, not to punish them, to teach them, to force growth they've been resisting. And growth through consequence is brutal, is humbling, is the kind of fight that either breaks you or remakes you. They're about to find out which one it'll be for them. And here's what you need to do with this information. Nothing. You do absolutely nothing. You don't reach out. Don't check on them. Don't feel bad. Don't try to help. This is their lesson, their consequence, their growth opportunity. And you interfering, you softening it, you rescuing them, that robs them of the chance to learn. They need to go through this, need to feel this, need to face this without you, without your support, without your forgiveness making it easier. This is the universe saying you have to deal with yourself now. No more using other people to avoid your own work. And that's good. That's what they need, even if it's painful. So you stay out of it, you let them fight their fight, and you focus on your own healing, your own growth, your own life. Because while they're spiraling, you're building. While they're breaking down, you're breaking through. While they're fighting consequences of their past, you're creating your future. That's the real difference between you right now. They're stuck dealing with what they did. You're free to become who you're meant to be. And that freedom, that's what happens when you handle your stuff with integrity, when you face your pain instead of inflicting it on others. When you heal instead of hurt, you don't accumulate the kind of karma they're now drowning in. You clear your side of the street. You do your work. You grow consciously instead of being forced to grow through crisis. That's the gift of taking responsibility, of being honest, of dealing with yourself. You get to evolve without the universe having to force you through disasters. They don't have that luxury because they've been avoiding, running, blaming. So now life's backing them into a corner where they can't run anymore, where they have to face themselves, their patterns, their impact. And that corner, that's where the fight happens. Not with someone else, with themselves, with who they've been, versus who they need to become. And it's going to get ugly before it gets better. If it gets better. Because not everyone makes it through their reckoning. Not everyone chooses growth. Some people double down, blame harder, run further, break worse. And that's their choice, their path, their consequence. You can't save them from it. You can't fix it for them. Can't make it easier. You can only witness from distance that they're finally facing what they created. And feel whatever you feel about that. Maybe you feel satisfaction, maybe relief, maybe sadness, maybe all of it, maybe nothing. All valid, all okay, all yours to feel without judgment, because your feelings about their consequences are complicated. On one hand, you're human. Part of you might feel a little vindicated seeing them struggle after what they put you through. On the other hand, you're healed enough to know that their pain doesn't actually make you feel better, doesn't undo what happened, doesn't give you back the time you lost. It just is. They're struggling and you're not. And that's enough. You don't need their downfall to validate your healing. You don't need their karma to prove you were right about who they were. You already know. You already healed. You already moved forward. Their consequences are just confirmation of what you already understood, that how they treated you was about them, their brokenness, their patterns, not about your worth, never about your worth. So let this information settle however it settles for you. Let yourself feel whatever comes up, process it, release it, and then return to your own life, your own path, your own growth, because that's where your energy belongs. Not monitoring their destruction, building your own expansion. They're fighting. Let them fight. You're free. Stay free. Don't get pulled back into their chaos just because it's intensifying. Don't let curiosity drag you into checking on them, watching their spiral, getting involved. Stay in your lane. Stay focused forward. Stay building. Their fight has nothing to do with you anymore. It's between them and themselves, them and life, them and consequences. And you're on a different path now, a path where you deal with your stuff before it becomes crisis, where you grow through awareness instead of disaster, where you treat people well so you don't accumulate karmic debt. That's the path of someone who learned, who evolved, who became better through pain instead of bitter. And that path leads somewhere beautiful, somewhere they'll never reach if they don't face themselves. So wish them well from distance if you can. Hope they learn, hope they grow, hope they become better. Not for them, for the next person who encounters them. But don't get involved, don't rescue, don't reach out. Just observe that the universe is handling what you couldn't, and trust that's enough, more than enough. Take what resonates here, release what doesn't, and keep moving forward, keep healing, keep growing. Their fight is theirs. Your freedom is yours. Don't trade your peace to watch their chaos. You've earned your peace. Protect it. Let them face what they need to face without you, without your witness, without your energy. You're done with that chapter. Stay done. Stay free. Stay focused on your own beautiful unfolding. That's where your